G'day and welcome to Chris Anderson Presents. Have you ever been a little unsure of how to use a zucchini in the kitchen? Well, I can tell you, one of the best ways is to shred up a zucchini and make it into a slice. This particular slice I'm about to show you will have your friends and family coming back for seconds. It's great for meal prep and takes literally next to no time at all to make. So let's get into it. This is Chris Anderson Presents from the kitchen. Well, as I said, we're making a zucchini slice. So the first thing to do is to go through some of the ingredients we have here. So I have some bacon, plain flour, 5 eggs, about a cup of cheese, it was a cup of bacon, some tomatoes for the topping at the end, 1 onion, and 2 medium to large zucchinis. So I'm sure we can all agree that that is a very large zucchini. So what we need to do is we need to prep those. So we'll cut the ends off them and toss the bad parts in the waste. We're going to do that. Chop that off like that. And just have a good look at them to make sure that they're all... We'll just get rid of a little piece here. Just get rid of him. And you should never point the knife back at you, but I did that because I'm a professional. Yeah, cool. Right, that's good to go. So what we'll do is we'll get the grater out and we'll start to grate these zucchinis up. So just on the side like that, really quick and easy. Now this will make a bit of a mess grating around. You could just grate directly into the bowl, but I like to make a mess. And be careful with your fingers that you don't grate them off. Wonderful, that's one. And let's get the second one in. This probably looks really wrong, what I'm doing to this zucchini. There we go, rightio. Once that's done, we'll take the zucchini that we've sliced up, just pop that into my hand. We just throw that into our mixing bowl that we've got here, waiting in the wings. And then we'll just throw that into there as well. And we'll come back to that, we'll set that aside and we'll come back to that in a second. Right, the next thing to do is to get our onion and just to roughly dice it up. So take the end pieces off. We can bring that across in there as well just to make sure we've got those. So I'll just cut that in half and then go 1, 2, 3, like that. And then just roughly dice. Rightio, so now that we've got that, we'll bring our bowl over and then essentially it's just, realistically, just throwing in our bits and pieces and then mixing it up and popping it in the oven. It's so simple and easy and it's one of my favourites. So, okay, let's chuck that. We'll bring our bowl in to frame. So we've got our bowl with our zucchini, shredded up zucchini. We'll throw in our onion, just like so. Now, the next step we'll want to do before we get too involved in that is to chop up our eggs. So what we'll need to do is put these eggs here and then I'm just going to crack them into this bowl here because we'll have to give it a slight whisk. So what I do is just get an egg, fairly standard to crack one, hopefully no shells, and ditch the shell. Other one, brilliant, they look great too, really nice colour on them. It's 3, can't count. Hopefully no shell in that. I don't think there was any shell. And we just got one more. Here we go, brilliant. That's 5 eggs. Okay, now let's get out our fork. And I've got a little spoon. So what I like to do with this as well, you can leave the garlic out or not. I just like to put a bit of bit of garlic in, just to give it a bit of extra flavour. So I'll just throw that into the egg now. So I just do about a teaspoon like that in. It just gives it a good bit of flavour. You can never have too much garlic. So let's get that. We'll give that a little whisk. Like so. That's looking great. Getting that to like a nice whisked consistency. I will also at this stage too just pop in a bit of just some seasoning. So this is just the line 17 seasoning that I usually use. Just throw some of that in there as well, so it'll go through the entire slice. Chop that up or whisk that up. There we are. That's that there done. So what we'll do with that now is we will pour that into our bowl. So I'll just move that over, pour that into our bowl like so. There we go, and mix that around. Last drop in there. So what we need to do now is just add some of the other ingredients, and then it'll just be a bit of a stir through. So I'll just chuck in our cheese. So a bowl of just Tasty or any regular cheddar will do fine. Throw that in. And then our bacon as well. So I've just got some nice smoked bacon it's just raw, so it'll cook up nice in the oven. So we throw that in. It's looking good. And then what we need to do is we need to get our flour, but I will just fold that in first. Just give it a nice big spoon and then just fold that through. So see that sort of starts to come together quite well. I tell you what, as I say, I do make a mess in the kitchen when I'm folding things around. It becomes a bit of a war zone here. So that's looking really good. So what we'll do now is we'll just get our flour that we have, so just a bit of plain flour, just dust that in. You can fold that round. Yep, it's looking good. Rightio, so that goes in. Now we'll just fold that flour in as well. And that just thickens up quite nicely as well. So what's good about the flour too is it sort of means it'll be a bit more, when it comes out, it won't be like just super eggy. It just sort of holds it all really well together. So, right, that looks great. And now all I need to do is just grab a little bit of oil out of the cupboard and we'll throw that in. Okay, so I've just got some olive oil here that I'll just put a little drop in, a little glug, just to what feels right. I'm very much a cook who loves to go off eyesight rather than actual measurements. Sometimes it gets me into trouble, other times it works out really well. So, but that's looking brilliant. Wonderful. That's your mixture done. So the next step is to essentially just pop that aside for a second, grab out I'll just pop that as well there, and then just grab out our pie dish to throw it in, and then hoik it in the oven. So we've got this here, and then what we want to do with this is we just want to spray a light coating so that it comes out and doesn't stick to the base. It's looking good. Okay, so let's just chuck this in. So I'll get it like this, and then we throw that in. Hopefully we've got made enough mixture for the bowl. Just make sure it's all nice and even on top, and there we are. That's our zucchini slice before it goes into the oven. Now the last little piece you can do before you throw it in, and I like just to top it off really well, is just to get your knife and just cut up some tomatoes here. I just cut these like cherry tomatoes in half, and I'll just throw them into a bit of a circle fashion around the outside. Just it gives it a little bit of extra flavour as well. There we go. That is one zucchini slice ready to go into the oven. Let's pop it in. absolutely incredible. Check that out. You know, that is perfect. Nice little crust on the outside, blistered tomatoes. That looks brilliant. I can't wait to get a slice of that, but I will just let that cool for about 5 minutes or so, and then we'll have a test taste, and then we'll dive right in. Rightio, well I've just cut a slice out of my slice and I thought I'd give it a crack and see what it tastes like. So here we go. I still think it's going to be quite warm. I did give it 5 minutes, but you know, probably should have left it a little bit longer, but didn't have the time to wait around. So let's give it a go. She's hot, but that is perfect. That's exactly the way it should taste. Tastes really good. Those tomatoes are really nice flavour. It's like held really well together as well with the flour. So it is just beautiful. I've absolutely smashed this one today. So I'll go for another bite. As you can see, there's quite a bit of steam still coming off. So oh fuck. Oh my word, that is so hot. But anyway, tastes amazing. So there we are. That's a zucchini slice, easy done. Thanks for joining me again on Chris Anderson Presents. I hope you've liked the video. If you have, make sure you like it and subscribe to my channel for more. But for now, see you in the next episode. Bye for now.